Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to another daily dice where we ask the dice for a message and find out what that is. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. Truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for those of you new here, welcome. This is a reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. So today we are getting a message from your shadow self. We're going to find out what that is. So source, what is the message for my fellow human's shadow self today? What is the message from their shadow self coming in? Okay, thank you. All right. So what is the message for my fellow human shadow self today? What would their shadow self like them to know? What is the message from their shadow self today? Okay, so interesting. We got the 12th house, Scorpio energy, and the moon, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy, all coming out together. Fitting that this is what comes out on a shadow self reading, right? Especially with Scorpio energy here. And the moon, dealing with the subconscious, dealing with our guilt, dealing with our pain and our hurt, reminding ourselves of our worth. I feel like it's very important for you at this time to dig deep and to really understand, like, what is it that you've been facing, or what is it that you've been fighting within yourself? Where is that resistance coming from? And what is it that's holding you back emotionally? It's not even about emotionally from other people. This really feels like emotionally from your own journey and emotionally from what it is that you would like to accomplish. So I do feel like there's an energy coming through where it's like you're not putting forth the effort somewhere that you want to put the effort towards because of maybe a fear of failure. It could be a fear of success. It could be a fear of imposter syndrome. There's like a lot of different feelings coming through here. It's like I'm guilty, or I'm to blame, or I'm not enough, or I don't feel like I could become what I want to become because there's so many other people out there who are way better than me. And this is that message from your shadow self. Like, it's like we got to dig deep and understand this a little bit deeper, a little bit better, so that we can let that go and that we can start doing what it is that your heart desires, because what your heart wants matters. And this is something that's emotionally keeping you blocked, especially with all this water energy here. This is something that's emotionally keeping you blocked from pursuing what you want to pursue in this life. And so here we have, it's like, don't be afraid to traverse the subconscious. Don't be afraid to traverse the shadow work. Don't be afraid to observe yourself and the parts of yourself that you don't like. It's like the more that you know these things and the more that you understand them, the easier it is for you to say, I'm not going to let that be what stops me. I'm not going to let that be my downfall. I'm not going to let that be the reason I don't succeed. Okay, so let's see what else comes out for you here. Okay, sorry, I'm running out of battery, so I'm gonna do my best to get this out for you. All right, sir. So, what is the shadow self message for my fellow humans today? This is a shadow self message for my fellow humans today. Yeah, you have the potential to grow emotionally if you choose to take action here. The other thing is, too, is like if you're shying away from it, sometimes the best way for us to start dealing with those emotions is by doing what it is that you want to do. And then when those emotions come up, sit with them, right? Like sitting with them and then keep doing what it is that you want to do. Sit with the emotions. Do what you want to do. Sit with the emotions. You see the pattern here, right? So what is the shadow self message for my fellow humans? Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's like you know what you need to do. You know what you want to do, but it's just feeling like maybe there's someone around you that is taking up a lot of your time, your energy. Maybe it's like saying no to others so that you can say no to yourself. Like there's a lot of energies coming in here. Yeah, I feel like you really love whatever this is. Yes, this can talk about romantic love, but I really feel like in the context of this message, we're talking about something that you would love to do and see come to fruition in this realm. It's like something you want to see and experience. And there's like this energy where it's like, I can't do that right now because, yeah, of not being honest with self with the Queen of Swords in the reverse and being cold towards self. I feel like this is very judgmental of you. This is very, you treating yourself like I'm never going to be enough. Or I'm never going to have the tools I need to become what I need to become. And it's like all these judgments that are flying in and making you feel less than, but realizing that instead of becoming your own worst enemy, we have the ability to become our own best friend. And it's just a shifting of beliefs, right? It's a shifting of how we perceive ourselves. And that's why I feel like Source is saying, like, and your shadow self is saying, like, don't be afraid to actually do the work that we're trying to hide from. And then every time we feel like we can't do it, journal about it or sit with that emotion and see what's coming up. Yeah, we have the Ace of Coins in the reverse, and and the Pope coming in the upright here. It's like, am I doing this for greed? Am I doing this to be seen by others? Am I doing this for whatever the reason is? It's like feeling like you don't deserve to ask for more. That's what it feels like with this Ace of Coins. Like, I don't feel like I deserve to ask for more, even though it's your birthright. It's like, I already have so much, or I'm already so blessed, or I've already got so much going on. How could I ever ask for more? Like, this is what I've always wanted in life, but how could I ask for that? And that's what this really feels like. And your shadow self is saying, like, you have every right to ask for this. It's not greedy. It's not you being arrogant. It's not you being anything except for going towards what you want. But the key here is to commit with the Pope coming out here. And I feel like the thing is that you're not seeing that if you commit to this, you're going to help others commit to their journey as well. And it might not even be that like that for you. Like, it's not about that. Like, I don't care if other people commit to their journey. Like, of course I want people to succeed, but it's not about that. But it's going to happen regardless. Like, you committing to this for yourself is going to be the thing that helps others commit to their journey as well. But there needs to be a balancing out here. And it feels like just being afraid to be that person right now. And I feel like you're thinking like, oh, I'm not protected enough, or there's a lot going on behind the scenes, or there's a lot that I don't see, or there's a lot that, maybe people don't understand. It's seeing here like you're very spiritual, you're very connected. But I feel like when the time comes for you to do whatever this thing is, it's like you busy yourself with other things. So it's like, oh, I don't know, say you want to work on writing music. Right? And so you're writing music and you always think about songs. You have these great lyrics in your mind and you have some melodies in your head too. And you're like, oh, that's a great melody. And you keep the melody in your head. And then the minute that comes when you actually have space and time to do it, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I need to go and clean over here. This is far more important than me creating my music, or this is far more important than me creating my art, or this is far more important than me creating, whatever it is that you're trying to create, whatever it is that you want to create. It's like you keep putting it on the back burner, thinking that, oh, I'll make time for it later. I'll make time for it later. But later never comes because there's always something else that's more important for you to attend to. And it's like you're never going to get time back. Like, that's the thing here. It's like Source is trying to remind you, you're never going to get that time back. And so we can only work with the time that we have now. And instead of focusing on it being later, focus on how can I make it about now? How can I make it about being right now? And that's going to help you really put forth the energy and effort. What's the message from my fellow human shadow self? Scorpio energy coming out again. Intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. Letting go of those karmic cycles, letting go of that energy that's holding you down. On the bottom, like, we've got water. Wow, okay. So I flipped the whole deck here because I was so shocked. What's peeking out? We've got the 6th house, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. Your day-to-day life, right? Like taking small steps. So we've got water on the bottom with Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. Yeah, there's a lot of emotions that are tied to this. Like, you deeply want it, but it's almost like you're afraid to ask for it. And that's what... especially with Scorpio energy coming out here, it's a very intense feeling that you share with this dream or with this activity or with this art or whatever it is. It's like you have this very intense connection to it. But at the same time, it's like there's other things that seem so much more important than it. And I keep getting this feeling like, well, I'll get to it when I get to it, but it's always been like that. And you haven't gotten to it yet. And so that's something that I feel like your shadow self wants to remind you of. Yeah, because when you do try to get to it, there's this fight or flight. You know, it's like the freeze, flight, or flight. What is it? The freeze, fight, or flight energy that comes in. And so it's like instead of instead of fighting, even instead of freezing, it feels like every time you flee. And it's like, I'm out of here. I can't do this. And so it's really affecting you, and it really makes you feel nervous. But the key here is to come back to the heart center. Like, your heart wants this for a purpose, right? And you're being guided for this with the vision quest, okay, whatever that is. The vision quest desert. You're being guided by source. You're being guided by your intuition. Your shadow self is playing a part in this as well to help you get realigned. And this is also that energy. It's like, if you need assistance here, it would really serve you to take a notebook and some water out somewhere in nature and spend the day without your phone, without any electronics, and write down some questions and some answers that you want to know, and ask source, like, can you help me answer these? Can you help me find the direction that I need to go in? Ask your guides and see what comes through. And don't worry about what it looks like or what it sounds like. Whatever inspiration you get to write down or to put in that notebook, put it in the notebook. It might not even make any sense now. You know, it might be like, why am I like this? And you might get the color purple and you're like, what the heck? That doesn't make any sense. Don't say that, right? Like, don't be like that. Just write it down. Be like, okay, purple. Like, I don't understand this, but purple, you know? And then a couple days later, you might be like, oh, purple. Oh, that's the color of, you know, that my friend was wearing when she judged me harshly. And now I know why. Like, the reason I don't want to do this is because I felt really judged by this person or whatever, you know, and it might not be that complex. But what I'm saying is that's what they're saying. Like, don't trip about what they give you. Just write it down and trust that it's going to make sense later. On the bottom, whale breach. Yeah, you got to get out of the routine that you've been in. You've been in such a routine lately. It's hard for you to move beyond the routine. And so it's creating a lot of dissonance in your life. And you're never going to find time if you stay in the routine. This is about you owning your power of will with the tiger energy here. It's about you taking back your life for you. Like, it's okay that there's other things that are important in your life. But if you can't make an hour a day for yourself, like, you're never going to. If you can't make even 5 minutes for yourself, like, don't expect there just to magically appear time in the future, because it won't, because you're not taking the space and the time now. You're the one that could create that space and time. And that's what it feels like your shadow self's message is. Yeah, news, Raven. You have to be honest with yourself. I feel like this is something you've been intuitively guided to as well. Like, something that you've been hearing intuitively. This is something that Source has been giving you a message in recently as well. It's like constantly coming back up, and I feel like it's just one of those things, like it feels like a trigger, and so it's easier to just say like, no, that's okay, we'll just let that go, like, you know, like that fight or flight, and fleeing it is easier. We've got 1155, self-reflection, introspection, evaluation, clarity, self-awareness, energy, change, and growth. Take time for self-reflection. Evaluate in the areas of your life that drain your energy and decide what needs to change to restore your happiness. What areas in my life need more attention and reflection? What changes can I make to improve my happiness? Take time today to journal or meditate on the areas in your life that feel draining. Identify one small step you can take to bring more balance and peace into your life. Okay, and then we have 3111. Be prepared. Focus, preparation, trust, communication, adaptability, decision making. I love that trust is here, and we were talking about that with the Vision Quest. Stay focused on your goals, even when challenges arise. Keep an open mind, budget wisely, and trust yourself to make the best decisions. What steps can I take today to prepare myself for the unexpected challenges? How can I maintain focus on my goals despite distractions? Create a plan or a checklist for any upcoming projects or decisions. Be adaptable and trust your instincts when unforeseen changes occur. You might see one a lot, and one is have faith. Look, we've got 33 on the bottom with anxiety. Don't let anxiety or stress take control, as they will only pull you into the darkness where fear and panic prevail. Stay strong and trust yourself. The angels have faith in you. Okay, so let's take a look at your card. Like I said, I want to get to the end of this before my battery dies. So we've got Leah, stand your ground. Okay. I feel like she's been coming out a lot recently. All right. Leah, don't suffer in the silence. Ask for what you want. Yeah, my battery is about to go. Hang with me. You have an extremely giving and supportive nature. Everyone can always count on you to be there for them. You put others first and go out of your way to understand their needs and bend over backwards to honor their requests. These are traits that often show up in empaths, healers, light workers, earth angels, intuitives, and sensitives. Goddess Leah is urging you to set some limits before you risk losing yourself under a pile of other people's needs, demands, and expectations. Leah smiles widely and assertively claims generous space for you by pushing her stick into the earth. She asks, "Are you a living saint?" No. Are you being a doormat? Possibly. Do you have your own needs, dreams, and wishes of your own? Yes. Start putting yourself first. Ask for what you want. Ask for help and be open to receive it. You may feel uncomfortable to begin with, but my waters will enliven you, and together we'll clear stagnant patterns and find fertile new ground. Okay, and it says, I claim my space in the universe. I stand up for myself. Oh, I love this message. It's so powerful, so synchronistic. So good. So it's all about you reclaiming your power and standing up for yourself and setting those boundaries with others and taking space for yourself. That's what your shadow self wants you to know. Perfect timing. The flame went out. So if you feel like this is your reading, leave the little wave emoji down below and say, I choose to stand my ground and wash away old patterns and habits that are keeping me small and keeping me disconnected, because I choose to create my life. And if it resonates with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need in the description box, including how to reach me for a personal reading and how to become a member of the channel. With that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, my spirit guides, and a special shout out to your shadow self for coming through this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye.